What is up, guys? My name is Lynetta and I help people raise their vibes. I have felt called to make a YouTube channel for like the past 2 years. And now with all of this Piscean energy, I'm just gonna go for it. As you guys get to know me, you will come to understand that I have a lot of layers. I am really into spirituality, astrology, but I'm also into fashion and beauty and makeup and designing. I actually have an Etsy and I will link that in the description so you guys can check it out. And that's actually what I wanted to talk about today. So let's just get right into it. I have been in a depression for like the last year and a half. And I think it really got heavier when I went into another level of my spiritual awakening, because it just became so clear to me how cyclical this world is, and how many of the cycles that we've been in and our family has been in for so long just continue to repeat themselves. And so for a while, it was really hard for me to have an optimistic perspective on life because I was just so overwhelmed by the rat race, especially here in America. And it's so easy to get into this feeling of existential anxiety about the future. And I think the whole collective right now is really feeling this existential anxiety. I mean, currently there's a war in Ukraine, and the energy lately has just felt so heavy and burdensome. So the question is, how do you get yourself out of a rut, out of a depression? And I want to help you guys if you're going through that too, because this world has such a way of making us feel alone. So my best tip or advice from experience to get yourself out of a low point in life is to find something that puts you in flow. So what is flow? Well, flow is when you're doing something with all of your focus and attention, and you're just there in the present moment. Now, flow can really be any type of activity where you can just zone out. What works for me is when I'm physically creating. So in the summer of 2021, I started my Etsy. And it began as just a way to keep myself occupied, making jewelry. But as I continued to create, my abilities continued to expand. And I learned that I love sewing, I love crocheting, even though I'm not very good at it yet. I love designing and just putting things together to make something beautiful. And for a long time, I really denied this creativity. I was actually studying to be an engineer for like 2 years. But eventually I was just met with so much resistance and unhappiness that I literally couldn't take it anymore. I literally used to sit in the lab until 3 a.m. listening to Gary Vee yelling at me, trying to find some sort of motivation to keep going. And I was like, this can't be what life is about. For anyone that's in a low point in life, I know that there is this natural tendency to want to numb the pain. To numb the pain that you're going through and to disconnect from it all. And trust me when I say, I understand the feeling of not wanting to exist. But if you can find something that puts you into flow and gets your mind off the current reality, then you will begin to create magic. I think we're all creators and we're all here on this earth for a unique purpose. This world has such a way of making us feel like we're alone. And we have been conditioned to expect the worst and to focus on what is going wrong. And I mean, part of that comes from the survival mentality that we had to have thousands of years ago, or who knows when the earth was even created. But this survival mentality does not serve us anymore. It has only kept us safe. And when you're in a deep depression, I know that it feels like the survival mentality is the only thing you can cling to because it's what feels natural. But I challenge you to quiet the negative thoughts and create a moment where you can just be, where you can express yourself, and then create more of those moments. And that doesn't mean that you have to go and make necklaces or start sewing or knitting. Flow can be as simple as washing the dishes, as cleaning, as writing something, creative writing or journaling, or even taking your dog for a walk. It's about doing something that you're present with and that you're focused on in this moment, and all the rest will fall into place. Know that you are not your sadness, you are not your pain, and you have the tools inside of you to get yourself out of those dark places. It's a process, but yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys how I have gotten out of a dark place in my life, and maybe that'll help even just one of you. There is so much more I want to share with you about spiritual and esoteric topics, and I'm so excited to. Please subscribe to my channel and let's create a community of love and support and spiritual family. Have an amazing day, and I love you. Talk to you soon.